This is about the issue of trans women and women and how to resolve it, which I think should be relatively easy. And I say trans to mean used to be male, male in the past tense, even though cell biology doesn't recognize the past tense, and a male body will produce only male cells for as long as it lives. Hence the term biological male, which is sometimes used to refer to trans women, and I'll be using that terminology in this. And trans women have a lot of male qualities. I've noticed this as a man myself, that they act like men and they often think like men as well. And they have a fascination with a very male idea, which is that the whereabouts of the penis is what defines a woman. I'll make a woman of you, he says, putting his penis into his girlfriend. Or I'll make a woman of myself, putting his penis into an incinerator. In both cases, it's the whereabouts of the penis that makes a woman, which is amazing. Although not all trans women remove their penises, there are men attached to them, perhaps for sentimental reasons. And they claim rights of access to women's changing rooms. And they say, I'm a woman, the penis, don't make a big thing out of it. Although traditionally it's up to women to decide whether to make a big thing out of a penis or not. So that might be slightly discourteous. And some women challenge the right of trans women to enter their changing rooms. And that right is based on two things on the part of the trans women: a self-description and a costume. I feel I'm a woman, here's my skirt. Although that wouldn't get you into a gym. I feel I'm a member, here's my sweatband. It wouldn't get you into a cinema. I feel I'm a film buff, here's my popcorn. And it wouldn't get you into Downing Street. I feel I'm Prime Minister. If you feel like something, that doesn't make you that thing. I feel like a fun-sized Mars bar, but that doesn't make me a midget. And trans women say that this challenge to their right to enter changing rooms threatens their existence, it threatens their lives. And to exclude them is to want them dead. But existence and identity aren't the same. I mean, they sound like they might be the same because my identity is who I am and my existence is who I am. But they're different. Identity, your ID, is a squiggle on a passport or a job application that locates you on the gender spectrum. Your existence is everything else. It's your family and your friends and your past and your personality and your career. And these things are not dependent on your gender identity, because if you're a man or a woman, you still have the same past, you have the same friends, you have the same family, and you have the same personality. So women who don't want trans women in their changing rooms are not out to kill trans women. They're just like the bouncer who says you're not on the list. The bouncer doesn't want you dead, he just wants you elsewhere, and where else you go is entirely up to you. And trans women have another claim, which is I have a right to be who I want to be, which is true, but that right mustn't infringe on the rights of others. I don't have a right to be your poet in residence and perform haiku in your study where you're working as a bereavement counsellor. I mean, that could work, but we need to agree the details in advance. And trans women also say it's about equality. Their gender rights are as valid as anybody else's, but they don't behave like that. They behave as if their gender rights are more valid than a woman's. And if a woman doesn't want trans women in her changing room, then that's tough. So the feelings of the trans women, the rights of the trans women, seem to be more important than the rights of other women. And that looks very bad for the trans community. It looks like biological males are invading women's territory and saying, move aside, woman, man coming through. But there are women who think that female changing rooms should be a refuge for women, for trans women fleeing violence, fleeing violent men, because there are transphobic men who bully and attack trans women. But this is men attacking men. It's biological males attacking biological males. So it's a male problem. And women shouldn't be our chaperones, because we can solve this problem ourselves with security men. In every male changing room, we should have 2 security guards, one in trousers, one in a skirt, to stop the transphobic bullying, and they mustn't bully each other. And that, I think, is the solution.